Hey, what's going on everyone? I hope you're having a great day. Today, I'm riding my mountain bike with my friends Christian and Tim at Copper Mountain. We're specifically doing the newly built blue flow trail called GOPHER, like the animal. In this video, you'll see some good vibes, some sweet flow, and you'll see yours truly hit the deck at least once. Don't worry though, I'm all good. I'll also give my thoughts on the GOPHER trail and give my thoughts on what Copper Mountain can do to make it a better mountain biking destination. If at the end of this video you found it entertaining or useful, please consider helping out the channel by liking or subscribing. It costs you nothing and it helps me out a ton. Anyways, Copper Mountain isn't exactly known as a great mountain biking destination, and there's good reason for that. Their trail selection is small, most of their trails are old, and they don't have any modern flow trails. Now, before you get all upset and say that modern flow trails are ruining mountain biking, I got news for you, friend. Modern flow trails are generally what bring people to downhill parks. For example, name the most famous trail at your bike park of choice. At Trestle, it's Rainmaker. At Whistler, it's A-Line. At Snowmass, it's Valhalla. These are all flow trails. They're all black flow trails. Whether you like it or not, flow trails have the biggest draw to downhill parks. They're what the park is going to build to get people in the door. I like tech a lot more than flow, but when I pay for a lift ticket, I do want to get some flow in. That's why it's so cool that Copper Mountain built this new flow trail, GOPHER. They also have a lot more construction planned, and they're planning on building a top to bottom run. This run was only about 2/3 of the mountain, and they're going to make it top to bottom. That's why I think it's important to preface this video by saying that Copper Mountain isn't a great mountain biking park, yet. They have a ton of new trails in the plans, and I'm excited to see what they do with them. I'm hoping in addition to adding flow, they can add some more tech trails. There really weren't any rock gardens that I found on the marked trails while I was here. I did see a couple of unsanctioned black diamond trails on trail forks, but I don't want to include those in this video because you're not supposed to be riding them. They're not a part of the official Copper Mountain trail system, and they're not something they condone you riding. Alright, so let's get to my thoughts on the GOPHER trail. For a blue flow trail, the jumps on this trail are super mellow. I almost think you could call it a green. I think the only reason it wasn't a green is because some of these jumps are gaps. You can case them, but you really wouldn't want to case them, and they visually look like a gap. It can be tough to make out the size of the jump on GoPro because GoPro makes everything look small, but these jumps are small. That being said, just because the jumps are small doesn't mean that I didn't have fun on this trail. You can keep your speed for a majority of the trail, which is a great characteristic of a flow trail. You want to flow. Additionally, the berms are extremely well made, especially towards the bottom. You can find some great flow just going from berm to berm. You don't even need to get in the air. Although this trail is a blue, I do think green would be an appropriate rating for it as well. This is easier than a lot of greens that I know. Alright, let's put the commentary on hold for 1 second so you can watch me eat dirt.
Devastating. Yeah, I'm all good.
Good?
I'm good. That's yeah, that's an oddly made jump.
Yeah.
So what happened here is I saw the jump and I saw the orange flags marking the jump and I couldn't see the landing. It looked like you could just jump straight ahead. I jumped it a little too far and ended up kind of towing the line of like being on the trail or being off the trail, and I just couldn't keep my bike on the trail. So I let the bike ride off the trail and I fell. Thankfully, this was a pretty slow speed fall, and the only damage I really have is on my hand. I did shred my gloves, though. Everyone riding by is being a role model mountain biker and asking me if I'm okay. Kudos to this group. If you're a beginner mountain biker or have never been to a mountain bike park, I do have another video on my channel about beginner tips for riding at a downhill park. It includes everything from bike selection to trail etiquette to just your general attitude you should have at a bike park. Give it a look if you want to learn more. Alright, let's get back to the trail riding. So we were talking about jumps and the size of the jumps on this trail. They're pretty small. I do think this trail could be a green, and the reasons why are that it's super smooth, it's very well made, and it's a great introduction to getting air. There are rollers if you only want to get in the air a little bit, and if you do want to actually get in the air, you can go off the lips of the jumps. They're all very small, and they're all very manageable for a beginner.
Hit the rock!
It's also fun just to ride this trail like a roller coaster. Not get any air, go over the rollers, go over the berms. I'd highly, highly recommend it for beginner to intermediate riders. So we're getting close to the bottom of the top section of the GOPHER trail. The top and the bottom section are a little bit different from each other. The top section has a lot more jumps. You can get a lot more air, and on some of the jumps you have time to move the bike around in the air, just a little bit. The bottom section is mostly berms. That being said, the berms flow super well, and I started to appreciate the bottom section the more and more I rode this trail. Coming up is a pretty common breaking point that separates the top and the bottom sections of trail. We rode this trail multiple times over the day, and we consistently saw people braking here. Because we're so hardcore though, we're not going to take a break, because we don't need it. Anyways, I feel like I've given all the thoughts on the trail that I have to give. To summarize, it's a blue freeride trail, but it could probably be a green. I think it's great for beginners, and the jumps are smaller than any jumps I've seen on a blue freeride trail so far, especially compared to other bike parks at Colorado. The jumps do flow well, and the berms flow extremely well. It's overall a really fun trail, and a great addition to Copper Mountain Bike Park. Copper Mountain has a lot more trails that are already funded for construction, and some of them are in construction right now. I'm looking forward to coming back to Copper Mountain Bike Park next year to see how much the mountain has changed. I want to ride the top of the GOPHER trail, and I also really hope they can build some tech. That's it. That's Copper Mountain Bike Park right now. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video and watching me flow down some berms on the GOPHER trail. If you did enjoy this video or found it useful, please consider helping out the channel by liking and subscribing.
You'd have to have some crazy ups. You. Boo!